A big thing that everyone fucking underestimates.
Jesus!
Find out what Mr. Beast said to school Joe Rogan, CoffeeZilla, Marcus Brownlee, and even Logan Paul. My name's the AI Ninja, and here are 10 times Mr. Beast schooled other YouTubers on how to get subscribers, grow their channel, and go viral. Number 10, Mr. Beast schooling Lex Fridman about how to get 10 million views.
So, I'm a firm believer that it's much easier to hypothetically get 10 million views on one video than 100,000 on 100. And part of why it's much easier, in my opinion, is like if you make a really good video, it's just so evergreen and it never dies. Because YouTube, when you open up YouTube and look at the videos, they're just serving you whatever they think you'll like the best, you know? And so if you just make a great video and it's constantly just above every other video, you know, even 2 years down the road, then they'll just keep serving it and never stop, you know, which is why it's much easier to make one great video than a bunch of mediocre ones.
Number 9, Mr. Beast schooling CoffeeZilla about video retention methods.
A big thing that everyone fucking underestimates is what was your experience with your last video? If people loved the last video of yours that they watched, they're more likely to watch your next one. And that's something that people take for granted, because like we'll get trending and I'll notice a comment from someone, like we'll just pull it in, like Edward Jobs, right? And Edward Jobs will comment, "Oh my gosh, I've never seen Mr. Beast before. This was really cool." And then you can search their username like 3 hours later and they'll go, "Oh my gosh, I just watched 8 videos. Like, where has this been all my life? I just watched them give away $100,000, play $1 million game of hide and seek, build the world's largest Lego tower, do this, this, and this." And it's because, see, that's the effect you want. Most people, when they watch, for the YouTubers watching this, when people watch your video, they go, "Okay, that was good, but like that's enough of you for the day. Like it was all right?" Whereas what you want is them to go, "Holy crap, that was crazy. Oh my God, what's that? Holy crap, that was crazy. Oh my God." And they watch 10 videos, not one, and then need like a week break because it was so that they have to recharge. You know what I mean? That's what you're going for, that data can't describe. And like, I've never heard anyone talk about that, but that is it. That's how you get these high view counts, because people watch 10 videos, not one, you know?
Number 8, Mr. Beast schooling Logan Paul about the process of getting a good video idea.
How do you come? Because okay, you have the most insane concepts on YouTube, hands down.
And they're getting crazier.
Crazy.
It's like everyone beats the last, which at a certain level is almost impossible to do.
Yep.
Or is it?
No, it's not.
So tactically, how do you get there? And I hope somebody on our team's taking notes as you say this.
Well, you can't just hand it all away. But the biggest thing is everyone's like, "Oh, well, does the money just keep going up? Will it get to the point where it's not profitable or whatever?" But there are multiple levers, right? Like doing things like Buried Alive, you know, that's not me giving away money, but that's a way you can elevate it. And so like you can elevate your content by being more creative, spending more money, putting in more effort. And there's like all these different things. And so like one of those just has to be going up, not all of them, each video. And if you do it that way and strategic, it's easy to constantly innovate.
Number 7, Mr. Beast schooling Joe Rogan about what it takes to be the best.
I thought I was going to be a loser.
Well, and you take it a step further, because I thought, especially if you're like extremely passionate about something at a young age, where most kids aren't, then it's more exacerbated that it's like, you know, I didn't talk to anyone. I hardly had any friends because I was so obsessed with YouTube, as back then just no one cared. So it's like, I thought I was just like, just didn't even know how to speak. Like literally, I just couldn't hold a conversation with a single person, because people would just tell me all you talk about is YouTube, and I would try to talk about something else. But back then I was so hyper obsessed that I literally just didn't know how to.
But what were you obsessed about? Were you obsessed about other channels, your channel?
Everything from like learning how to editing, the pacing of the videos, like ideas, what's going viral, what's trending, what's hot. Especially back then, I had no idea what worked. I mean, I had to like self-teach myself everything, even, you know, frame rate on cameras, coloring of the video, just stuff like that.
And how did you learn? Did you learn from YouTube?
Yeah, well,
so like YouTube videos and tutorials or something?
Most of my growth came actually after I graduated high school. Basically what I did was I somehow found these other like 4 lunatics. 3 of us were college dropouts, 1 was a high school dropout, and 1, I don't know, he just like quit his job. We were all super small YouTubers, and we basically talked every day for 1,000 days in a row and did nothing but just like hyper study, like what makes a good video, what makes a good thumbnail, what's good pacing, like how to go viral. And we just call it like daily masterminds. We would just get on Skype every morning, and like some days like I'd get on Skype at 7 a.m. and I'd be in the call until like 10 p.m. and then I'd go to bed and I'd wake up and I'd do it again. And you know, we'd do things like just take 1,000 thumbnails and see if like there's a correlation to the brightness of the thumbnail to how many views it got, or like, you know, like videos that get over 10 million views is like how often do they cut the camera angles, or like things like that.
Really?
So you micro-analyzed
everything.
Really?
Yeah, just I mean, for like, we were very religious about it, and so that's where most of my knowledge came from. Is I just surround myself with these lunatics, and just every day, like, we didn't do anything. We had no life.
Number 6, Mr. Beast schooling the Full Send podcast about how to get people to watch you.
To get more views on a video, you shouldn't study the algorithm. You should just study what the fuck people want to watch. That's really it. Like, and if you make a video people want to watch and pace it well and have a good story, they'll just promote it.
How so? How do you study what people want to watch?
So then it's just getting into human psychology. So like, what are the things that they're currently interested in? What are things that just typically work? Like, typically we like building connections to humans, or, you know, just like go study a Pixar film. You'll learn more studying that than you will like some of the biggest YouTube channels. You know what I mean? Because they just have it on lockdown what people like.
What Pixar film is the best?
Honestly, I'm a little biased because I'm just a huge fan of Steve Jobs. So I like the ones made when he was alive, so like Toy Stories and those.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I feel like Lion King has some good life lessons too. I know that's Disney. Oh,
By the way, since you're still watching this, it took me ages to watch all of Mr. Beat's interviews on YouTube to find him schooling other YouTubers. So please like and subscribe to this channel if you appreciate this and want to learn more ways to make money online. Number 5, Mr. Beast schooling Graham Stephen about the process of creating a good video.
I guess for the most part it's filming main channel videos, but those are just, they're different. Everyone's different. I'm either in a submarine or climbing Mount Everest or putting 100 people in a circle and see who leaves last.
I've been so curious, could you walk us through the process of creating a video from start to finish? How do you think of ideas? Where does that start?
So I work very well off of inspiration. So I used to just like flip through a dictionary. I've told these stories before, random word generators, blah, blah, blah. Recently, I hired a bunch of people to just come up with interesting things or find things to inspire me. Like, let's say in Japan, there's this like yellow fruit that if you ate it, just like made you jump 10 feet taller, right? You don't know that exists. Let's say it does exist, but you don't know. So you couldn't come up with a video idea around eating that fruit because you don't know it's a thing. And so I think a big part of coming up with ideas, which again, I could give you the 5-hour explanation of how to we do our videos, or like the shorter ones, so I'm giving you the mile high. But for starters, I need as much, and I call it like an information diet, might be a little cringe to call that, but like my well of knowledge needs to constantly be expanding so I have more things to draw inspiration from our ideas. If not, you're gonna get the same ideas over and over again. So it happens for a lot of creators. That's why their videos are repetitive and always the same thing, because if you're not constantly learning new things, then your ideas are just limited to what's in your head, and eventually you're gonna drain it. That's how I've seen it. It's not so linear. Point is, I need to always be taking things. So I have a team of people who are just helping just dump and beat new things in my head so I can get inspired. We do that, we come up with a good idea, and then from there, we, oh gosh, well then now we gotta write the video, so I'll usually work with Tyler.
Have you found a process for scripting that you think like this format works? And
no,
how do you?
The problem is our videos aren't scripted, and B, every video is different, so like, so we'll do the hotel one. Problem with hotel one, you can't really like plan what you're gonna do or plan shots because you don't know what the hotels are. So then, you know, you kind of have to go then basically scrape every hotel in the world above a certain price point. So like we know we want to do $1 versus $1 million. So, you know, well, $1 hotel is very hard to find. So it's not like there's a website and you can't just Google it. So we had to like basically search all these hotels and like, you know, Airbnbs and house. There's like shared housing where you could get it down, which is how we got it. And then you got to find every $100 hotel and find the coolest one in the world, and then all the $10,000 ones. And now you have them all. And then now you can go look at it creatively and camera-wise, and then you're like, oh, these aren't cool enough, these aren't cool enough. And it's like a lot of back and forth, and then, you know, you kind of plan it out, if that makes any sense. And then, oh, well, we need to film this 2-week window, but 5 of these aren't available. Now you got to go back to the drawing board and find all new ones, and then, you know, map out a path so you can fly around the world and it doesn't take like a month, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Number 4, Mr. Beast schooling Colin and Samir about the role of short-form videos.
Is it audience growth, brand growth?
On YouTube or across
just
everything?
Across the board. Like,
yeah, I mean,
you just said like it loses money. Right?
Yeah, well, short form is like an interesting thing because like never before in history have you been able to make a piece of content that goes viral on Facebook, goes viral on Instagram. I mean, Reddit has where you swipe through. It can go viral on Reddit. It can go viral on Twitter. When you tap on a video, Twitter you can swipe through. Go viral on TikTok and go viral on YouTube. Like, if you make the right kind of short form content, you can literally grow across every platform. Like, Cabby Lane doesn't make Instagram specific content. And what does he have, like 80 million followers?
I think you're neck and neck with him right now.
Yeah, well, but whatever. But on Instagram, he's like 80 million followers, right? But the guy doesn't even use Instagram. He just reposts his clips of it, right? Same thing with a lot of other people popping on short form. So like short form is very interesting because it's like, you don't have to be like a god at YouTube. You don't have to be a god at TikTok and then a god at Snapchat and then a god at this platform and that platform. You can actually, it's very weird. It's like, this has never happened in social media. It just never has. You can master this one craft, and by mastering that one craft, you can grow across all platforms, which it's just like, even for me, like I would say I'm one of the best in the world at YouTube, but I'm not one of the best in the world at Instagram. I'm just not, you know? But if you master short form really high level enough, you can be one of the best at both, because being the best at short form means you can have popping reels and popping shorts on YouTube. So to me, it's pretty fascinating because if you play your cards right, you can grow on every single platform, which is wild.
That's an encouragement to everyone watching to clip this.
Yeah,
spread these clips.
Number 3, Mr. Beast schooling Logan Paul about the power of sharing unselfishly.
Okay, so like imagine a world where you have like 3 friends, and like when friend number 1 learns something, he teaches the other 2, and friend number 3 fucks up on a video and he teaches you guys, and you're all coming up together. Whereas if you're separate, you have to fuck up every single time. You know, so like if you each make 100 fuck ups, you could be like 300 fuck ups deep and learning. But if you're separate, you're only 100 deep.
I definitely like took advantage of that, which I want. Like I don't
Rule
ask
number
for
1
help.
is you got to give more, or give at least what you take. And if you do that, people will always teach you stuff.
Say that one more time.
You got to give at least what you take from someone. Which, in the YouTube space, is pretty easy for me because I can just teach people anything, and then I just hope to learn one thing from them.
So are you're just constantly asking questions?
All the time.
Really?
That's the only way you can ever stay on top, is if you're constantly learning. If you're always learning, reinvesting every dollar, and basically working 10, 12 hours a day, like, I just don't see a world where someone can compete with you.
Number 2, Mr. Beast schooling Joe Rogan on the power of consistency and getting 200 million subscribers.
This is not dumb luck.
No, I mean, it was like they say 10,000 hours in master or something. We probably put in like 40, 50,000 hours. I mean, we're talking like every day, all day, like literally nothing. We had no friends outside of the group. That was your life. And
I'm actually rereading that book right now, that Malcolm Gladwell book, Outliers, that talks about that 10,000 hours principle. It totally applies to what you did. 100%. I mean, like it sounds like you were just all day, every day, and which makes sense. And what do you have now, 90 million subscribers?
Well, we across everything, we're closing in on 200 million subscribers.
Jeez!
Yeah, because have you seen our dub channels?
No.
Can you pull that up? Just search Mr. Beast in Espanol. So we actually, which I'm kind of curious why you don't do this. We do our videos in other languages as well.
Really?
Yeah. And so, and I can't wait to get to show you this because I actually have a really cool story. Here, just go to the channel so you can translate.
Who does this?
We do.
So you hire someone?
Hit videos, yeah, we have voice actors and everything.
Wow.
So these are the exact same videos on my main channel, but we pay voice actors to dub over them. We translate the text in the video, everything.
Mr. Beast in Espanol.
Yeah, that was actually one of the fastest growing channels last year. And it's just our videos
so
dubbed.
Smart.
Okay, now click on a video so we can kind of hear it.
Hoy, mis amigos y yo volveremos a la primaria. Al final de la clase haremos un examen de 10 preguntas y si te
and so
equivocas
scroll
en más
down
de dos,
so you can see the comments. It's all in Spanish, like.
That's dope.
Yeah, so that's now just I won't pull them all up, but now
in
just
the other countries.
Yeah, search Mr. Beast Brazil. We do a bunch of
them. Oh, so you got a Portuguese translator as well.
Yeah.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah, same thing
I love
here.
It. Oh man, what a great idea, man.
Yeah, and so because if you Google it, it's like only less than 10% of the world speaks English, so 90% of the world can't even enjoy your content. And when I realized that, I was like, wait a minute, 90% of the world can't even watch this stuff. And so go back to the Spanish one real quick because that's our biggest one. And sorry for anyone watching who doesn't have the visuals. So set it to most popular. We just started doing this like 6 months ago, and it's crazy like how viral some of these videos are going.
51 million.
Yeah. And
the problem with me is like, I don't know if someone's going to translate if they're going to say exactly what I said.
Well, you have quality control. So we have before a video gets uploaded, we have 3 different people who basically write the transcript, and then if the words don't line up on all 3, then, let me think about the process. We have something like that because I was worried about that as well. I think we take the original transcript and then we have it dubbed, and then after stuff we have 2 different people write out, and if it doesn't line up with the original, then there's
it's a red flag when we look at it.
Interesting.
Yeah, we built some system where I don't have to worry about that. Oh, and the final point is, in Spanish, the guy who does my dubs is the same guy who dubbed Spider-Man. We managed to convince him. So a lot of those comments are like, why does he sound like Spider-Man? Or is Mr. Beast Spider-Man?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and so what we do is when we go into these markets, we get celebrities to do my voice. So then like the local people in the language freak out. So like Japan's coming up, and I can't say who, but we secured like a giant voice actor from an anime to do my dubs. And whenever we launch in Japan, I know they're gonna lose their freaking minds.
Number 1, Mr. Beast schooling Marquez Brownlee on the mindset of success.
When you're grinding as a small channel, people think you're too obsessed, you're a weirdo, stop only making videos, like get a life, be realistic. People will convince you're out of your mind for wanting to do this, but then once you're successful, they're like, yo, your drive, your tenacity was great. But it's like, yeah, well, where was that back then? You know what I mean? I didn't get that when I was a small channel. And so I think you're crazy until you're successful, then you're a genius.
I'm with it.
By the way, if you're a beginner and you want to see Mr. Beast answering the 10 most common newbie questions, click here.